Hello, everybody, to Conversations with Klana. I'm Klana, and I'm a transformation catalyst, multidimensional healer, a professional trained life and leadership coach, and a certified sexological body worker. And this show is for people who are longing for more joy and who want to live more orgasmically and authentically from their heart. I speak with experts and interesting people of different fields to inspire you to bring more love, joy, and peace into your life. And usually the topics are around self-love, love, connection, intimacy, relationship, body, mind, and spirit. And today I have a special guest from Ibiza. It's Martine de Petter. Hello, Martine.
Hello.
She is a Grandmaster in Tao and Qigong. She wears a black belt, third Dan in karate. She is a doctor in Chinese medicine and a specialist in morphological blood analysis. Martine runs a well-established practice in Ibiza, helping people to find themselves and recuperate their health. Was that all correct, what I said about you?
Yeah, it was, yes.
But I think there's more, isn't it?
Very, very good. Just one little correction, because it has its meaning.
Yeah.
In karate, you don't wear a black belt or you don't have a black belt. You are a black belt, because it's a whole way of living. Mm-hmm. It's honesty, respect, integrity. So you have to honor those three qualities to be able to say that you are a black belt. And you're just being reminded all of your life about this code of honor and this conduct.
Wow. Thank you very much for that clarification. I think that's an important distinction. Yeah.
It's not just some sort of sport that where you are kicking your leg or punching people about. It's just a way of being. It's a way of being which is really balancing out your body, your mind, and your spirit, and with a little touch of soul into that.
Yeah. And that's so important. So everything that I know you are doing, it's holistic.
Exactly. I have entered this world of martial arts. That was the start of everything. I started with Qigong, and I felt very unsatisfied with my job at the time because I was in marketing. And before I sat my exam of Qigong with my master, who was a Shaolin monk, he said to me the week before, he said, "You look troubled." I said, "Yes, I am. I just want to do something else." And then he said something. He was Oriental. He was from, where was he from? Korea. He died now. And he said to me, "Just look for the answer into your heart." And I thought, that's an Oriental answer. So I went home and thought, okay. And I did find the answer in my heart. So when I went for the exam, he had a big smile on his face and he said to me, "Oh, it seems that you have found what you were looking for." And I said, "Yes, I did." And he said, "So let's have it before you start your exam." And I said, "I'm going to be a doctor in Chinese medicine."
Wow.
That was it. Because the funny thing about this was that 8 years before that, I went to London with a boyfriend from Brussels. And I don't know why, I was drawn in entering a Chinese practice, selling herbs and selling books. And I bought 2 books about the yin and the yang. And the boyfriend said to me, "Why did you buy that?" And I said, "I don't know, because I don't understand anything about this. I don't even know what this is all about." And he said, "So why did you buy the books?" I said, "One day I will be a Chinese doctor."
Wow.
And that happened 8 years later.
Wonderful story. So you really followed your intuition and your heart.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I tried to enroll and to study that 8 years later when I finally made my decision. And I found a school which was called the European Shanghai College in Brussels, which had a connection and a link with Shanghai University. And I enrolled there. But the deacon, I think that's how you call it in English, the deacon said, "Are you a nurse?" "No." "Are you a doctor?" "Allopathic doctor." And I went, "No." "Are you an osteopath?" "No." And he said, "Well, you can't do it." And I thought, well, my hopes went down like this. And I said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "I am in marketing." And he said, "Well, you have got no medical background or anything to do with Oriental techniques." And then that little voice in me said, "Yes, I just graduated as a master in Qigong and Tao." And he said to me, "Why did you not say this before?" So he said, "You're in." It was very expensive, and I thought, all right, I'm in. I haven't got the first cent to pay for that. And then again, that little voice of me. And I went to the basement and I looked at the paintings of my grandfather. And I thought, I'm going to sell paintings of my grandfather. So I took one of them and I went to the famous art market in Brussels. And I went to one of the guys who was just following my nose and I said, "How much is that worth?" And he looked at me and he said, "Girl, where did you get that from?" And it's my grandfather's. And he said, "Have you got more of that?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Bring them all." And I said, "Okay." And then he scratched the painting that I gave him, and he uncovered another painting underneath. Apparently, my grandfather was quite a well-known painter, which I didn't know anything about it. So he said, "Bring me all those paintings that you have at home." So I did. And you know what? The amount he paid me was exactly what I needed to pay my studies.
Wow.
So thank you, the universe.
Exactly. What a great synchronicity.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will never forget that.
And you know what? This is a wonderful example for trusting in your intuition and just follow your heart and everything will fall into place. I'm learning that every day. I'm getting better now, but similar to you, I worked in corporate before. I moved to Ibiza and I was only mind driven. And only in the last 10 years, I learned that there is a different life or a different possibility to live life. And there's much more in us than we could ever catch with our mind. And this is also something that I'm teaching my clients now, similar to you, I guess. At least somehow we place it into our messages.
Well, this is something that I learned when I was studying Tao, because I didn't just study the Qigong, which are the exercises, Qigong meaning Qi energy and Gong meaning workout. I just didn't learn the physical exercises with the breathing. I learned how to move this energy within your body. But the Tao teaches us, because I studied the philosophy, that we have two brains in us. We have one brain which is probably located here, which is our mind, which is limited by our five senses. So it's conditioned by what we see, by what we hear, by what we speak. And then we have the other one, which is placed somewhere in your body, undefined, can't say exactly where it is placed. And that one is not limited by your five senses. In fact, it is the key to your subconsciousness, which is really your little voice, your inner voice. You know, that little voice that says, you know, you should be doing this or do that. So it's a gut feeling.
Yeah. And we should really listen to that. And sometimes it's difficult to listen to it because we are so distracted by everything that comes outside of us and the other voices we have learned over the years. So it's sometimes not so easy to listen to that real inner voice.
Exactly. So that, you know, when I had to take a decision or make a decision, and I still do that, I ask myself a question first. Is it good for me? And then I listen to my body.
Yeah.
I listen to my gut. If I have these butterflies and I thought, yeah, that's it, I'll go ahead with it. But if there is this knowing feeling that is sort of churning inside, I thought, no, I can't do that. So if my tummy says, yes, go ahead, then I ask myself another question. Is it good for the others? Am I going to step on somebody's toes if I do that? Then I listen again. If again I have these butterflies, I thought, right, this is good. But if there is the churning again, I thought, there's something in that decision that I have to change. So I really listen to what my body says, and it has served me quite a lot. Yeah. This is also a nice teaching that I got in order to say no, because I could not say no before. I'm still learning, because there are still things where I can't say no, as trying to set your boundaries, and it's really about self-love. And if you set your boundaries, is that you are showing yourself respect and love. So I learned to say over the years, my students knew that, and my people, my family and my friends around me know that as well. Somebody asked me, would you like to do this? And before I would say, well, yeah, all right. And I thought, oh no, I really don't want to do that. So I've learned to say no, but I don't say no verbally. Because if you say no verbally, it's the door open to some argument. The person in front of you is going to try to convince you otherwise. So when you say, would you like to do that? I just go. That leaves absolutely no room for argument. You say, you sure you don't want to do it?
Funny.
My students knew that, because when they were asking things to me during their courses, and said, can we have an extension for our exam? And I went, absolutely not. And then of course I have the way of saying yes as well. I'm not saying yes, because yes, people who know me know that it is a yes that is sort of not really true. If I really mean yes, it comes from my gut again, and I go,
This is cool. And I think so every person should develop their own thing. For me, when you just mentioned that, the yes in the body, I felt it very deeply last year when I got the inspiration to move from Ibiza to Berlin. And that woman I was talking to, she is a spiritual woman, and suggested, after she used her pendulum, I have one too, and Berlin came up. And I told her before, I know Ibiza, the time is over, but I don't know where to go. And I don't want to go back to Germany. That was what I said. And then she came up with Berlin. And my mind said, Berlin is Germany. But in my body, I felt a wave of warmth from my feet up to here. And so I thought, okay, you should take that into consideration. And here I am. So far, it's so good. Martine, one thing that I want to tell people, because for me, that was so helpful. A few years ago, we met in a sports class we took together. And then on our way home, we talked, and I thought, because I knew now what you were doing, I want to get rid of my medication. I was taking high cholesterol pills and high blood pressure, and I didn't want to take them anymore. I said, can you do something for that? And you said, yes. It was the real full yes. You didn't say, I got it. And so we started to work together. It was a little bit different to the normal doctor. You were talking more and obviously observing me. It's a totally different approach, but you were spot on. That was really, really cool. And so you put me on a special diet, which I didn't like so much because I love eating.
I remember that.
But my wish to get rid of that medication was so big that I did it. And then and that helped until now, until this day. I didn't get back to the pills. So, and in between, in between there was another issue that I had, and you diagnosed a leaky gut. So you put the screws even more, and my diet was almost, I would say, vegan and plus gluten-free. And that was really, there wasn't a lot of things left for me, but vegetables and stuff like that. But again, I was so determined to get rid of that, I don't like the word disease, but that thing, that I did it. And the diet you gave me, it really helped. I feel totally healthy. And you, in the time I was still in Ibiza, you sometimes added the acupuncture with it. So it's a good combination. This is what I wanted to mention. And the other thing in that context is, if you are really determined to change something in your life, you can do it.
Of course, it's a mindset.
Yeah, it really, and it doesn't matter if it's food or if you want to lose weight or whatsoever. You can do it in the moment you want to do it. And if you need help, seek out for help, and you will find somebody. There are so many wonderful people out there, each experts in their own fields, that they could support you doing this.
Yeah, exactly. It's important. You decide what you want. When people come to me with problems, physiological problems, and of course a balanced diet is required. I don't like the word diet; it's restrictive. A rebalance, a nutritional rebalance. One of the first things I asked them: are you prepared to do away with the things that made you sick? Which is one of the great phrases that Hippocrates said. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are saying, oh no, and I can see that on the first interview that I have with them, and I give them their new balance, food balance, and then negotiations start.
Remember, I did it too.
But can I not have this? No. What about that? Just once a week or twice a week? No. Yeah. I have to be strict with my patients. I'm known to be strict. Yeah. I'm a tough cookie for that.
Yes, you are, definitely. And sometimes, and you know, it is necessary. Also, me as a coach, sometimes I really need to tell the truth. It's not helpful at all if I just blow them sugar into their backside. That is literally translated how you would say it in German, just to be the good coach here. No, sometimes you really need to tell them the truth.
Yes, it's that sugar coating your words.
Oh, thank you. That's way more elegant.
Sure.
I'm not so elegant.
Yeah, sugar coating, but I have a special way of saying things. When they come back for the second time, and of course, some of them haven't been doing what they were supposed to do. So of course they're not improving. And they said, always talk in the same manner, very aggressive. It's not working. Your balanced diet is not working. And I said, hang on a minute. Have you done this? No. Have you done that? No. And that? No. And then I say to them with a very straight face, because they all know that I am a karate black belt. And I say, do I hit you now or do I wait 5 minutes? And you can see the face change. Are you going to hit me? I said, well, yes, I'm a black belt. I'm going to hit you. You didn't do what I said. And then I burst out laughing just to sort of melt the atmosphere. Then I explained to them again why they should be doing it and how it is going to improve their health. And that allows them to swallow the pill a bit better.
Yeah. So it's not so easy because we are so used to our patterns, and you can, it's just an example of food. You can translate it to all other areas of our life. So we have our track we are on, and then we don't feel good with this at one point, and we want to change something, and it's not easy to get out of that track. But,
I know,
yeah.
It's very, very difficult because when I was studying Chinese medicine and I was studying dietotherapy to cure and treat with food, I had the privilege to follow a course on one-on-one with an Oriental teacher. Where was he from? He was from Vietnam. And he was an old person. He was a doctor of Chinese medicine. He was a specialist in epidemics. He is a gynecologist. I mean, it was a walking brain on two legs. And I was very much addicted to three things. I was much younger. And I was putting sugar into everything. Mm-hmm. I drank Coca-Cola. And I had a bar of chocolate every day. So one day after class, he said to me, Martine, it was a Friday, I remember now, that you go home and I want you to stop the sugar. And I was very mad at him. I went home and I thought, who does he think he is? Am I going to stop the sugar? No way. I went back to class on the Monday. I could not sit down. He looked at me and he went, out. And I said, but professor, I've done it. And on top of that, don't lie to me, he said. Now go home and don't come back until you've done it. So I went back home and I was pestering away. And I thought, I want to follow that course with him because he was a genius. I thought, okay, I have to do this. Could you believe that I ate the table out of nerves? I was completely addicted to sugar. I had to do away with the sugar in my coffee. Now I don't drink coffee anymore. I was putting sugar on my grapefruit because it was too bitter. Do away with the bar of chocolate and the Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. Okay, after 2 weeks, I thought, right, I'm going to test. So I went to the supermarket and I bought a small bottle of Coca-Cola, a tiny little bar of chocolate. And I thought, right, big test. I'm going to see now. So I opened the chocolate and I went, put a piece in my mouth and I went, ooh, I don't like this. Wow. Oh, let's have a drink of Coca-Cola. So I poured it in a glass of wine. Just imagine. And I drank it. The first thing, and I nearly spat it out. And I thought, wow, this is too sugary. And I thought, right, I'm cured. Oh. So, yeah, so I went back on the Monday to have my class, and he had a big grin on his face, and he said, sit down. And I said, Professor, how do you know I've done it? And he said, my child, so he was over 70, he said, you can see it. You're glowing. You have a different aspect to your face, and I can see you've done it. And then I said, Professor, why have I had to do this? And he said, one day you'll be a doctor in Chinese medicine and you will be telling patients what to do. But what I wanted you to know is the suffering of letting go of something that you like. So now you've done it, so you know. And that just stayed in there. Yeah. So when my patients say, oh, you know what? You don't know. Look at you. You're so thin. You're so slim. You're so... I say, hang on, let me tell you a little story. Then I tell them about this. So letting go is sometimes very difficult, but it boils down to self-respect and self-love, because you've got to love yourself. If you don't respect your body, then you don't love yourself. We've only got one body, and we've got to take care of it. I can't remember who said, take care of your body if you want your soul to remain in it.
Yeah, it's important. And also the body is important to be in the present moment.
Totally.
Yeah. So just to be here and now and in this moment. And this is the only moment we have, for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of people are in the past.
Yeah.
So they live in the past, and what's happening if they live in the past, then they feel guilt.
Yeah, and if they live in the future and they feel worried.
Exactly. So you just need to be here and now, and you don't have guilt and you don't have worry or preoccupation.
Yeah, and then automatically you feel well most of the time.
Exactly, because your mind is present and be aware of what you're doing. Well, a lot of people say, oh God, I've got to do the dishes. So what?
Yeah.
Just put your mind into it. It's like a small meditation. So cleaning the dishes and thinking, right, I'm going to make them very clean because it's going to be good for me.
Wonderful. So Martine, how can people reach you? Are you also offering your services online?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. I have created this new method, which is called Ahava method, which is something that Ahava is my other name, my Hebrew name, which means love. So it is a method which regroups the techniques of Chinese medicine, but I don't need physical presence for that. It's a food detox. So I go into depth into what you're eating and how you are, what illnesses you have or would be developing. It's an emotional detox, which is important. And then an energetic detox and teaching on how to raise your vibration. This leads to the fourth point, which is the fourth phase, which is liberation of your cellular memory and then reprogramming of your DNA. It's going to take place over 2 to 3 months because it's a process. It's just not going to happen like this. And this I can do online. I'm already doing it online and gives great results because sometimes we repeat patterns, and these patterns, they're there. It's as if we are born like a computer. Our body is like a computer that has by default programs. And if you don't want those programs, you just buy a new one. But you are born with by default programs because whatever you think, you say, you do leaves a blueprint in your cellular memory. Whatever your parents thought, said, did influences you as well, and your past lives. So this is helping people to liberate these built-in programs and just choose the new ones according to their personality and who they want to be.
Wow, that's great. And how can people reach you?
By mail, by phone, smoke signals.
Okay, good. So I will put that in the show notes. Okay, Martine. Thank you so much. That was an interesting conversation, and I hope one or the other of the listeners and viewers are thinking about if there's anything that they could change to the better in their lives.
Just one conclusion word. It's all got to do with loving yourself.
Yeah.
You want to change. It's because you love yourself. You want the best for yourself.
Yes, that is so true. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Klana.
I hope to see you in one of the next episodes. Bye-bye.